Is it recording right now?
Yes, look, there's a red point.
Yes. So, there's a lot of movies that try to explain some of the phenomena that occurs in language. Today, we are going to make a review of one movie that addresses the linguistic relativity hypothesis, arrival. This theory, also known as Sapir-Whorf's hypothesis, tries to explain the link between language and thought. With this video, you will understand how a second language acquisition can affect the way you perceive the world and if this event can occur in real life. So, do these people know about this theory?
We are supposed to explain them.
But how are we going to explain this? Do you have some material?
We have a video.
We have video. Okay. Let's see the video.
So, who are the ones that create this theory? Who were Edward Sapir and Benjamin Lee Whorf? Edward Sapir was an American anthropologist linguist who is widely considered to be one of the most important figures in the early development of the discipline of linguistics, while Benjamin Lee Whorf was his student who studied the Hopi language. This theory was first discussed in 1929 by Sapir but became popular in 1905, following posthumous publication of Whorf's reading on the subject. At first was criticized by Chomsky because he believes that language is something that we have in our genes, just like his universal grammar theory. While this theory works with the social linguistic side of language because it's related with our relationship with the world. What is this theory about? This theory says that the thoughts of an individual are determined by the language that he or she talks. So, the ones that don't talk that language cannot understand. In other words, the hypothesis states that the way people think is affected by their language. Inside this theory, we can see that there are two versions. The first one, the strong version, says that our language determines our thought. And the second one, the weak version, says that our language affects the way we see the world.
Now that we already have talked about the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, we can move forward and move to a review about how the theory was portrayed in the movie. And now, take a seat and enjoy our animation.
When alien craft land around the world, an expert linguist, Amy Adams, is required by the military to determine whether they come in peace or a threat. As she learns to communicate with the aliens, she begins experiencing vivid flashbacks that become the key to unlocking the greater mystery about the true purpose of their visit. Basically, this movie is about Louise, a linguist and language professor that is taken to Montana because the special forces needed her help to decode the extraterrestrial message that was coming out from a vessel. Louise wasn't alone. She worked with Ian, who was a theoretical physicist, and helped her to accomplish the principal task. In conclusion, we can say that the producers of Arrival made a very good representation of the linguistic relativity hypothesis.
That's a proper introduction.
As a result of the use of exaggeration and different semiotic systems at the sci-fi elements. For example, the fact that Louise was capable of seeing the future just by learning Eptabos language was an exaltation of the reality, but also led the viewer to understand the power of language and what it can do to our cognitive processes. Another point that we need to take in account is the fact that the heptapods don't have any kinds of sequence at the moment of writing down a language. This means that they don't have syntax because they only write concrete concepts. Also, we can see a big difference with the conception of time because in the side of heptapods they have a cyclical time because the symbols that they write down they have this size of a circle, and the one that we have is a linear time.
Goodbye, did you see the movie if you haven't seen it yet? And tell us in the comments below if you agree with us. Also, do you think it will be possible to see the future only by learning a language? And what will happen if this occurred in real life? If you like our video, we invite you to give a thumbs up and to subscribe to our channel. So, we probably will never upload another video. Whatever. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.